This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC Cambodia channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Andrew Barnes-Roberts. Making headlines tonight. Cambodian aid lands in Ho Chi Minh as the Mekong Delta region battles a surge in cases of the COVID-19 Delta variant. Police clash with protesters in Bangkok, fed up with their government's handling of the pandemic. And the South African football squad in quarantine in Tokyo just 5 days before the start of the 2020 Summer Games. The royal government has delivered much-needed COVID-19 aid to Vietnam as it battles a massive surge in cases across the Mekong Delta. On Monday morning, Secretary of State in the Ministry of Health, Ms. Yuc Sambat, delivered the relief to Ho Chi Minh, the epicenter of the region's outbreak. The delivery came a day after Cambodia's border closure with Vietnam came into effect for 30 days to guard against any further spread of the Delta variant. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has the story.
Vietnam's Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh called a virtual emergency meeting last Thursday, urging cross-border unity and assistance. He says Ho Chi Minh and the entire southern economic region are experiencing an unprecedented outbreak. The entire Mekong Delta region of Vietnam is now under a 2-week lockdown. On Saturday, Prime Minister Hun Sen responded to Vietnam's call, announcing that aid would be provided: 1 million N95 masks, 100 oxygen generators, and $200,000 in cash have now been delivered. The Prime Minister says the support is a show of cooperation on behalf of friendly countries to join in the fight against COVID-19. The Cambodian Red Cross, chaired by the Prime Minister's wife, has also donated $100,000 cash to the Vietnam Red Cross, while the Cambodia-Vietnam Friendship Association is also making a $50,000 donation. As of Monday, Vietnam has a total of 51,002 people infected with COVID-19. 225 deaths have been reported. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
Cambodia has reported one of its lowest daily numbers of COVID-19 cases in weeks. 790 new patients have been identified in the past 24 hours. For most of this month, the daily case count has been at or near 1,000. Of the 790 cases, 209 are imported. The new cases take the country's total COVID-19 case count to 67,971. The total number of imported cases has now reached 6,524. 22 new deaths have been reported since Sunday, taking the total number of COVID-related fatalities to 1,128. There have been 1,087 recoveries since Sunday, though. With those patients discharged, the total number of successful treatments in Cambodia now stands at 60,017. Cambodia is on the hunt for its best tourism villages. The Ministry of Tourism has announced that 3 model villages will be selected to compete with other villages from around the world. The director of the Department of International and ASEAN Cooperation in the Ministry of Tourism, Mr. Tri Chiv, says the selection also forms part of the country's post-pandemic tourism rehabilitation roadmap. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has the details.
The UN's World Tourism Organization has launched its Best Tourism Villages initiative to identify those small towns taking new and transformative approaches to tourism in rural areas, in line with its Sustainable Development Goals. Secretary General of the UN's World Tourism Organization, Mr. Zurab Pululikashvili, says they want to recognize the uniqueness of each village and showcase the best initiatives, making tourism a means for a better future in rural areas.
A best tourism villages is a village with a vision of tourism as a tool of inclusive and sustainable development. A village with a great natural and cultural resources. A village committed to promoting and preserving its nature and culture. A village that values its gastronomy, its crafts, and its people. A village working for the well-being of its residents and visitors.
Founder and chairman of Pumi Kat Trukun in Kandal Province, Mr. Din Sumitieret, says he is interested to know about the competition if his resort qualifies.
So I call Phumi Katrakut, that means morning glory village, because that area there are plenty of morning glory flower in their season of flower blossom. So that's why I put the name by myself. I don't know exactly my project gonna consider as a tourist village or not, but actually it is a retirement home and resort. So I have land more than 100 hectares. So I have big lake I created. I have many tourist activity over there, like you can come with friends, family, cycling, walking, where people can go there for weekend.
The Ministry of Tourism's Mr. Tri Chiu says Cambodia will look at a total of 100 villages. The 3 winners will be named before the end of next month and will focus on community tourism, ecotourism, and island tourism. Chiu has also added that this competition will provide opportunities for villages with the most tourism potential to be developed into attractive tourist destinations that will be known around the world. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
The Apsara Authority says the restoration of the Westtop temple in Siem Reap is about 60% complete. The ancient temple, located in Angkor Thom, has been hit hard by over-tourism and erosion in recent years. Experts from the Apsara Authority, in collaboration with the Nara National Institute of Japan, started renovations 4 years ago. Project coordinator Mr. Lam Sopiak says they've done a lot of work restoring the temple to its original state. He says they're using about 20 to 25% new stones to replace those that are just too decayed to bring back. Westtop Temple is a Buddhist temple with 3 towers on the same foundation facing east. It is believed to have been built in the 10th century. The restoration project is expected to be finished next March. Well, let's take a look now at news making international headlines this Monday, the 19th of July. Chaos in Bangkok this weekend as Thai police fired water cannon, tear gas and rubber bullets at protesters who were trying to march on the office of the Prime Minister, calling for him to resign. More than 1,000 protesters took part despite an expanded coronavirus lockdown. Demonstrators carried mock body bags to represent COVID-19 deaths, blaming the Prime Minister and his government for mismanaging the pandemic. Police used brute force when some protesters tried to dismantle barbed wire and metal barricades. The protests marked 1 year since the first of a wave of large-scale street protests led by youth groups. Thailand reported 11,397 new infections and 101 more deaths on Sunday, bringing the country's totals to 403,386 cases and 3,341 fatalities. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has described the flooding that has devastated parts of Western Europe as terrifying. The death toll across the region has risen to over 188, most of them in the German region of Bavaria. It is the worst natural disaster in Germany in almost 60 years. The European floods began last Wednesday and have swamped much of Germany, the Netherlands, Austria, and Belgium. Entire communities have been cut off without power or communication. And Oregon's bootleg fire shows no signs of stopping. Raging now for over a week, it has become the state's 5th largest blaze in more than a century. It's already scorched an area bigger than New York City. The flames have destroyed at least 21 homes and 54 other structures. A further 5,000 homes are threatened. Almost 2,000 firefighters and a dozen helicopters and airplanes are tackling the fire. Bootleg is by far the biggest of 70 active wildfires currently burning in 12 states. Almost 750,000 hectares have gone up in smoke. The Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games begin on Friday. All the very latest in your sports news after the break with Alessio Mizzoni, as well as a look at lifestyle. EAC News fully supports the Royal Government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly, sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code and maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, please, please wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. EARTS Cambodia's audience is growing. Our YouTube channel now has 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube, given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates EARTS Cambodia's hard work and incredible achievement. She says not only has EARTS Cambodia brought a unique voice and style to the world, but has also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to www.youtube.com/EARTS Cambodia. Subscribers get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. We'll see you there. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of EARTS Cambodia's platforms and channels. YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website, www.eartscambodia.com. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear.
Welcome back to the Daily Roundup. The COVID-delayed 2020 Olympics get underway on Friday. The opening ceremony will culminate in the lighting of the Olympic flame. The torch relay is on its 10th day in Tokyo, with torchbearers passing the Olympic flame with a torch kiss in front of a small gatherings of spectators. The rainy season is over and blazing heat has returned to the Japanese capital. After weeks of winding through every prefecture in Japan, the torch relay and the Olympic flame now travel to different parts of Tokyo before their opening ceremony on Friday. Despite the typical great excitement, there's also a great deal of concern, with the first positive COVID-19 cases at the Olympic Village. South Africa have confirmed 3 cases in their soccer squad. As a result, the whole team has been quarantined. The Tokyo 2020 Games, postponed for a year due to the pandemic, are being held mostly behind closed doors with no spectators. The airline industry could soon have a zero-carbon footprint. The US firm Universal Hydrogen is poised to announce preliminary deals with airlines as it looks at a possible listing as early as next year. It means passenger jets could soon be ditching oil for a carbon-neutral hydrogen. Universal Hydrogen was founded in 2020. Among its investors are Toyota and Airbus. Europe's Airbus, which is the world's largest airliner manufacturer, wants to introduce 100-seat hydrogen-powered airliners by 2035. Universal Hydrogen wants to beat that deadline by 10 years. It wants smaller hydrogen-powered regional jets in the air by 2025. The company is one of a cluster of businesses flocking to the effort to decarbonize the airline industry. The simplest element in the world could guarantee zero carbon emissions, but is also highly flammable, and there are still key logistical problems to solve, such as how to connect to airports where refueling would be done. Just how long we'll need to wait before we see a hydrogen-powered plane land at Phnom Penh International, we're not sure. But with the pandemic still raging and many airliners grounded, no one is in a hurry. Stay with us now for tomorrow's weather.
And finally, the Shanghai Astronomy Museum has officially opened its doors in China. With 58 square kilometers of floor space, it is the largest of its kind in the world. And space is exactly what it's all about. The museum has been designed to mirror the orbits of the solar system. There isn't a sharp angle in sight. The planetarium has been designed to represent a sphere that appears to float. Inside, it's all about as immersive an experience as possible. Visitors can take a trip into the starry night in the state-of-the-art optical planetarium theater. It is said to be the most realistic in the world, with millions of optical fibers creating an out-of-this-world experience. There are also exhibits about the planets, the sun, and the Milky Way. Tickets are not so out of this world, just over $6 for adults, $3 for children. Thanks for watching the Daily Roundup here on the EARTS Cambodia channel. More breaking news and updates on our website. Check out www.e-artscambodia.com. You can also subscribe to our Telegram channel, EAC News. More from the EAC News team tomorrow night at 8. I'll see you then.